You said. They explained that humans never eat meat. Until the human opened his lunchbox. The air in the Galactic Concord's diplomatic chamber was thick with the hum of translators and the faint, musky scent of a dozen alien species packed into one room. Ambassador Kael Thorn, the lone human representative, sat at the crescent-shaped table, his posture relaxed but his eyes sharp. The Concord was a sprawling alliance of species from across the Orion Arm, and today's session was meant to finalize trade agreements with Earth. Kael had been at it for weeks, navigating the labyrinth of interspecies politics with a patience he didn't always feel. Across from him, the Vren delegate, a wiry creature with translucent skin and 3 glowing eyes, clicked its mandibles in a gesture of impatience. Ambassador Thorn, it said through the translator, its voice a synthetic warble. Your species' dietary restrictions are problematic. The Concord's agricultural exports rely heavily on protein-rich flora. If humans cannot consume our primary trade goods, this partnership is doomed. Kael leaned back, folding his arms. I've told you, the majority of humans are omnivorous. We eat plants, animals, fungi, pretty much anything that's safe and nutritious. Our dietary flexibility is one of our strengths. The Vren's eyes pulsed a skeptical shade of violet. Omnivorous. Preposterous. Our records, compiled from first contact surveys, indicate humans are strictly herbivorous. Your own delegation provided this data. Kael's brow furrowed. He'd seen those early reports, sloppy translations from the first human-alien contact teams, riddled with errors. The Vren, sticklers for protocol, had taken them as gospel. Those records are outdated, he said, keeping his tone even. We've clarified this multiple times. Humans eat meat. Always have. The room erupted in a cacophony of clicks, hisses, and low-frequency rumbles. The Tkari, a gelatinous species with a penchant for drama, quivered violently, its surface rippling like a disturbed pond. Meat, it burbled. The consumption of flesh is barbaric. No advanced species would stoop to such savagery. Kael resisted the urge to roll his eyes. The Tkari were strict photosynthesizers, absorbing energy through their bioluminescent skin. To them, eating anything was a bit gauche, let alone meat. It's not savagery, he said. It's biology. We've evolved to process a wide range of foods. Meat's a key part of that for many of us. The Vren delegate leaned forward, its mandibles twitching. Your claims lack evidence. If humans consume flesh, why have we never seen it? Your delegation has dined with us for weeks, and not once have you requested animal tissue. Kael sighed. He'd been eating the Concord's bland, algae-based rations to avoid rocking the boat. Diplomacy demanded compromise, and he'd choked down enough green sludge to last a lifetime. Look, he said. I can prove it. Let's break for lunch, and I'll show you. The room went quiet. The Vren's eyes dimmed to a cautious amber. The Tkari stopped rippling. Even the stoic claw, a crystalline species that communicated through vibrations, seemed to pause, their facets glinting with curiosity. Very well, the Vren said. We adjourn for one standard cycle. Demonstrate this. Meat-eating. Kael nodded, grabbing his lunchbox from under the table. It was a battered metal thing, a relic from his days as a field researcher on Mars. The aliens watched, their various sensory organs trained on him as he carried it to the communal dining area. The chamber was a sterile, circular space with low tables and cushions designed for a dozen different physiologies. Kael set the lunchbox down with a deliberate clank. The Vren delegate scuttled closer, its eyes now a bright, inquisitive blue. What is this device? It asked. My lunchbox, Kael said, popping the latches. Where I keep my food. The Tkari oozed forward, its voice dripping with suspicion. You store sustenance in a metal container? How inefficient. Kael ignored the jab and opened the lid. Inside was a neatly packed meal, a sandwich wrapped in wax paper, a small container of fruit salad, and a thermos of coffee. The aliens leaned in, their curiosity palpable. The Chlor's vibrations hummed a question. What is the composition of this sandwich? Kael unwrapped the wax paper, revealing 2 slices of rye bread layered with thick cuts of roasted turkey, lettuce, tomato, and a smear of mustard. The scent hit the air, earthy and savory, and the aliens recoiled as if he'd unleashed a chemical weapon. "What is that smell?" the Tkari wailed, its surface bubbling in distress. "Turkey," Kael said, holding up the sandwich. "It's a type of bird from Earth. We raise them for food." The Vren's eyes flashed red. "You consume avians? Sentient creatures?" "Not sentient," Kael said quickly. "Turkeys are domesticated animals, bred for consumption. They don't have complex thoughts or societies." The Vren clicked its mandibles, unconvinced. "And you kill these creatures?" "Well, yeah," Kael said, taking a bite. The bread crunched, and the turkey's rich flavor hit his tongue, a welcome relief from weeks of algae paste. He chewed slowly, aware of the aliens' horrified stares. "It's no different from you harvesting plants. They're alive too, you know." The Tkari quivered violently. "Plants do not scream. They do not bleed." Kael swallowed, wiping mustard from the corner of his mouth. "Some plants release chemicals when cut, like a distress signal. Sounds like screaming to me, just on a frequency you don't hear." The room fell silent again. The chlor's vibrations took on a thoughtful tone, and even the Vren seemed momentarily stumped. Kael took another bite, savoring the moment. He hadn't meant to unsettle them, but he wasn't about to let misinformation derail the trade talks. The Vren recovered first. "This turkey. It is dead, yes." "Very," Kael said, grinning. "Cooked too. Makes it tastier." The Tkari let out a low, mournful hum. "You apply heat to flesh? Why?" "Kills bacteria, enhances flavor," Kael said. He opened the thermos and poured a cup of coffee, the dark aroma mixing with the turkey's scent. The aliens flinched again. "Relax, this is just coffee. Ground beans. Hot water. No animals involved." The chlor's vibrations sharpened, a question forming. "Your species consumes both flora and fauna, yet you claim no preference." "Pretty much," Kael said. "Some humans go vegetarian or vegan, plants only, but most of us eat what's available. Meat's a good source of protein, iron, stuff we need to stay healthy." The Vren's eyes flickered between colors, processing. "And this flexibility. It is common among your kind." "It's how we survived," Kael said. "Earth's a tough place. Climates change, crops fail, animals migrate. Being able to eat whatever's around kept us alive." The aliens exchanged glances, or their equivalent. The Tkari's ripples slowed, and the chlor's facets glinted with what Kael hoped was understanding. The Vren, however, remained skeptical. "If your species is so adaptable," it said, "why do your records claim otherwise?" Kael sighed, setting the sandwich down. "Early contact was a mess. Our teams were trying to avoid freaking you out. Some idiot probably thought saying we're herbivorous would make us seem less threatening. It was a bad call, and we've been correcting it ever since." The Vren's mandibles twitched. "You admit to deception?" "Not deception," Kael said. "Miscommunication. Look, I'm eating a turkey sandwich right here. That's the truth." The Tkari, still trembling, spoke up. "This act. It is grotesque. Yet you perform it with ease. Are all humans so cavalier about consuming flesh?" Kael shrugged. "Depends on the human. For some, it's just lunch. For others, it's a cultural thing, barbecues, feasts, that kind of stuff. We don't think about it as grotesque. It's just food." The claw vibrated again, its tone softer. "Your adaptability is intriguing. Our species consumes only crystalline minerals. The concept of consuming organic matter is alien to us." Kael nodded. "And that's why we're here, to learn from each other. You've got your crystals, the Tkari have their sunlight, the Vren have their protein algae. Humans. We'll eat anything that doesn't kill us first. The Vren's eyes settled on a steady green, a sign of contemplation. Your dietary habits complicate trade, it said. Our protein flora is incompatible with flesh consumption. Not true, Kael said. We can process your algae just fine. It's not our favorite, but it's nutritious. We just like to import some of our own food, too. Meat, grains, whatever. Diversify the menu. The aliens murmured among themselves, a mix of clicks, hums, and vibrations. Kael took another bite of his sandwich, letting them process. He'd expected pushback. Cultural differences always made first contact tricky, but he hadn't anticipated the meat thing being such a sticking point. Still, he'd seen worse. The trade talks were salvageable. After a long pause, the Vren spoke again. We will reconsider your proposal. But we require further evidence of this omnivorous nature. A demonstration, perhaps, of your species' dietary range. Kael grinned, wiping his hands on a napkin. You want a buffet? I can arrange that. Give me a week, and I'll have a spread of earth foods, plants, meats, everything. You'll see what humans are capable of. The Tkari quivered, clearly dreading the idea, but the Chlor's vibrations took on an excited hum. The Vren's eyes pulsed a cautious yellow. 1 week, it said. We will reconvene then. Kael snapped his lunchbox shut, the sound echoing in the quiet chamber. Deal. You're in for a treat. As the aliens dispersed, Kael leaned back, sipping his coffee. He'd have to pull some strings to get a proper Earth feast shipped to the Concord station, but it was worth it. If a turkey sandwich could shake them up this much, wait until they saw a barbecue.